How do demographics influence gun policy debates? Have you ever wondered how demographics shape the discussions around gun ownership and policy in the United States? The answer lies in understanding the different factors at play. Political affiliation, gender, and household composition are key elements that influence how people view gun rights and regulations. Political affiliation is a major factor. Research shows that Republicans are much more likely to own firearms than Democrats. In fact, nearly half of Republicans personally own a gun, and many live in households with at least one firearm. This is especially true for Republican men, who have ownership rates that far exceed those of Democratic men or women. Interestingly, Republican women have also increased their gun ownership over the last decade, narrowing the gap between genders. Gender plays a significant role in gun ownership trends. Men are more than twice as likely as women to own a gun, but this gap has been closing. The rise in gun ownership among Republican women has contributed to this shift, as more women are recognizing the importance of self-defense and personal safety. Household composition also affects views on gun policy. Many Republicans live in homes where at least one person owns a gun. This familiarity with firearms often leads to a belief in the importance of the Second Amendment. When people grow up around guns, they tend to support policies that protect gun rights. These demographic factors shape Republican views on gun policy debates. Many Republicans believe that owning a gun increases personal safety, and that current laws are either sufficient or should be less strict. They are generally opposed to policies that restrict access to firearms, such as bans on certain types of guns or high-capacity magazines. However, there is some common ground between Republicans and Democrats on specific proposals, like preventing individuals with mental illnesses from purchasing guns and raising the minimum age for gun purchases. From a Republican perspective, these demographic trends support the argument that gun ownership is a fundamental right protected by the Second Amendment. The high rates of gun ownership among Republicans and their belief in self-defense reflected a broader American value of protecting oneself and one's family. This viewpoint drives Republican opposition to stricter gun laws and supports policies that uphold individual rights. In practical terms, Republicans argue that demographic realities should inform gun policy debates. They highlight the diversity of gun owners across gender, age, and household types, showing that gun ownership is not confined to a single demographic. This diversity is often used to counter calls for broad restrictions and advocate for policies that respect the rights of law-abiding citizens. Understanding the demographics of gun ownership is essential for grasping the dynamics of gun policy debates. Political affiliation, gender, and household composition all play a role in shaping attitudes toward gun rights and regulations. These factors help frame Republican arguments for protecting gun rights and opposing measures perceived as infringing on those rights. By recognizing these demographic influences, we can better understand the ongoing discussions surrounding gun ownership in America.